mouth. What is going on, everybody?
How is everyone doing?
What's going on?
I got my man Cisco in here. How you feeling today, brother?
Doing all right. How about y'all?
Doing great.
Good, man.
Excited to be here, man. Y'all have big things coming. Been hearing this podcast in the back, and been going good, man.
Thank you, man. We appreciate that. We trying a little something.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one for a minute.
Man, me too.
Try to make it as interesting as possible.
This one's going to get nitty gritty.
Yeah, we'll see how
Raw
it
and
goes.
uncut right here. I hope y'all put that little, blurry face on me and be talking like, I had like little Tommy over there. I don't put my voice out there or anything. Raw and uncut.
I'm giving your address to everybody.
This is his phone number, just so y'all know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure everybody knows it right now or something,
I see you got that Cowboys hat on, man. How we doing?
I sure do, man.
How you think we going to do this year?
Man, it's NFL weekend. I'm ready. It's going to be a good season, I feel like. It's going to be a make it or break it for Dak, I feel like.
For sure.
He's getting his monies, or...
Well, he's
getting
the franchise tag. Yeah.
He's getting his franchise tag for this year, but we're talking long term here,
Yeah, but are they going to pay him? I mean, it looks like they're like saving up money to pay him. And
my thing is with the Cowboys and the way managing is. Let's just say for some reason he makes it to the Super Bowl and he wins it.
Oh, they're showing
you're giving him Mahomes money now.
Oh, for sure.
When you could have signed him this year for saving you tens of millions of dollars, for him, and they're risking it out there. But hey, man, if it works out, and he's proven to be a workhorse for sure. Injuries don't come very often with him, so it's going to be an interesting year. I sure hope he takes us to the Super Bowl. Obviously.
Man, me too. I hope he stays healthy
and stays healthy for sure. And we'll see where he takes us, man. But I'm excited for Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, they signed Deshaun Watson over this last week, or
who did?
The Texans. They re-signed Deshaun Watson and paid him. So
I didn't see that.
It's like, well, now you got to pay Dak because you just paid this man and Dak's stats.
See, and that's one of the downsides of waiting too, is because the market just keeps going up and up and up.
I feel like the Deshaun Watson signing was a little kind of. It's kind of like, all right, man, you got to stay because we just traded away all your players.
Yeah.
D-Hop.
Yeah. It's kind of like, all right, we took your weapons away. Let's make you happy because it's probably not going to be a good team, and you're probably going to be taking the full load and running a little bit more than usual. He's already a runner, but pretty sure it's going to be a little bit more on him, and they got to make him happy so he can have that that edge to go up there and take on these teams. Because I would be pretty pissed off if you took away my number one wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't really have more input in it. Like, I'm the franchise quarterback, and you want to get rid of my number one option?
Well, maybe he had input, but it just didn't really matter. Bill O'Brien was going to do what he was going to do.
Well, that's probably true. He has been doing a lot of dumb trades. I still can't believe they trade him for fucking Pebbles.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But
he went to Arizona.
Cardinals, and then he just got paid too.
Yeah, he just
did. He really?
Yep.
Dang.
So
good move for him for sure. And Cardinals. I mean, with the quarterback situation going there, Kyler Murray. I still don't see it in him, to be honest with you.
Nah, Kyler Murray's nice, man. He's crazy.
But I don't know.
He's nice.
He turned it on towards the end of the year for sure.
Yeah, he picked it up. I mean, I feel like he didn't even know the offense. I feel like he just was out there playing off talent.
Yeah.
He was like, screw it. Pat Mahomes came out and said that, right? You said he doesn't know how to read defenses. He said a lot of this stuff, or it was reported that he said he doesn't know a lot of this stuff.
Really?
And it's all just talent.
I didn't know that.
So that's pretty crazy. If he just won the Super Bowl off of just talent, like, I don't read defenses, I just go out there, hike, and see who's open and throw the ball.
Well, I mean, you can kind of see. I mean, he makes some crazy ass throws, man.
I know, but still,
no look throws and shit like that. Like,
these defenses, though, man, are elite, and it's like if you're out there,
some are,
and that's true. I doubt it's true. I'm pretty sure you read some.
I'm pretty sure it does. I mean, pretty sure the sacks on him would be a little bit higher if you didn't read them.
Because you only got like 4 seconds to throw a ball,
absolutely.
maybe.
Yeah. So, and that front line, I don't think is gonna hold them off that long for you just to not know what they're playing. So, I mean, if it is true what he's saying, props to him. Cause
for real. And it's going to be even
just won
scarier.
a Super Bowl and, got paid. And
it's going to be even scarier if he does start reading defenses. Then it's like, damn, what do you do?
Yep.
That would be scary.
That'd be super scary.
But football is definitely upon us. Oh, my God. I am so freaking excited. It's about to start. I'm ready to watch some damn football.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want the Cowboys to get Earl Thomas?
the way they're talking, their options that they have right now, I don't feel like they have that much confidence in them. You just let go of Hackman Dix. He's a known vet. He's a known player.
He was getting outplayed by Darian Thompson.
Yeah. I certainly do feel like we'll probably end up getting him. And I hope his attitude and, his situation going on gets better. And he can help us out, man, because our secondary definitely needs some help. And if they're reading these guys that, hustling and working better than Haha was working, then
maybe we got something going.
We got something going, man.
They say Cheeto's looking good at camp. They say CD's making a miraculous grab every time he goes out there. So
that's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Man, me too. You know me, OU. So.
Oh yeah, yep. CD is gonna be a player for sure, man. And if Dax goes out there, guns blazing, it's gonna be a good season for sure. They
need a good year out of Zeke.
Yeah, the thing is though, Mike McCarthy doesn't really utilize the running game that much with his team, so I'm really interested in how they're going to use him. I know they're going to, though. I mean, you can't pay him the money you pay him, and
how can you not really
shelve him or have him out as a decoy? So he'll probably line up that receiver. They'll probably have him on a lot of outs, catch the rock, make some good rollout plays because he's good in the open field.
Yeah, he really is good. I thought, Zeke's pretty agile, and I like how he cuts in through holes and stuff, but I really didn't expect his catch game to be very well, and, his yards after catch would be good, but he proved me wrong last year, man. He did pretty good. He did a lot better than what I expected, and, man, if we start playing out those plays more and, keep that defense guessing, we'll be scoring some points for sure.
Hell yeah.
We'll be scoring some points.
I'm trying to get my man in one of my fantasy leagues. I know I got another fantasy draft coming up tomorrow, I think. I'm trying to get Zeke.
So,
man, with all this COVID stuff, man, I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't want to do a fantasy football league,
Did you? You didn't do one?
No, man.
I know we normally have one with us, and we didn't do one.
Yeah. And
I saw a baseball one was up, though.
Dude, I saw that, too. I was like, what? It told me, like, hey, this player is on injured reserve or whatever, injured list. I was like, that's still going? I didn't even know that, man. Because, with all this.
My money, I'm winning it right now, so I have my money.
Yeah, with all this, I just lost all, I didn't lose interest. I was just like, why am I going to do it through all this? And, kind of, because I get into it. Y'all know me. I've been making those transactions like no other every week. Yeah. I'll pick one player up one day, I'll drop him the next day and pick up another one. But with all this, man, and all the uncertainty there is, I'm just like, what's the point of me putting my time into this when hopefully it doesn't, but, the season gets canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever with all this going on.
I don't think it will, man. I don't know.
I found it strange, kind of found it strange that they did the whole COVID testing for all these NFL players, and 1 out of 2,000
got positive. Yeah. And it just happened too, right?
Yeah.
It just happened recently, so it's like
one. Really? I mean,
they may have been keeping safe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, hopefully everything's all good. I don't know.
But if Lou Williams can go get some chicken wings from the strip club, and come back and be good, I think everybody else is good.
Yeah, right. That's sure right.
So, why not? Nah, I mean, the thing that had me worried was baseball because they had all those from one team, right? Wasn't it like one team had like 13
Started
players?
off with the Marlins, is that right?
Marlins and the Cardinals.
Yeah, Cardinals was the next team.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, damn, now I know that football's going to get canceled because it's going to be even more contact than what baseball is.
Yeah. Well, and the crazy thing about it was they canceled like 3 games.
For the Marlins?
Yeah, something like that.
No, they were out for a while.
Were they?
Yeah.
See, I thought maybe it was the Cardinals. I can't remember. It was like a couple of games. I was like, okay, well, I guess we're over it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. You never just know. That's why I was like, damn, I'm just like, damn, how are they going to handle football? If they can't handle baseball, football's got more players on the team, more like media and staff that needs to be there. Like, how the hell is that going to happen?
Yeah.
But I don't know. These billionaires are like, we're playing. Don't worry about it. Like,
we're getting our money.
To quote Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, though, I mean, they are an essential business.
They are essential.
They're wearing face masks the entire time.
This is true. They do have face masks on.
So, I mean, yeah.
But now, if their helmet gets put off, do they have to sit out
yeah,
for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Hey, I got COVID.
Go quarantine for 2 weeks.
That's funny.
COVID go quarantine for 2 minutes or 2 plays and then come back.
Yeah,
You'll be all right.
Go in the protocol.
Take a test real quick.
Yeah,
go
take
right
a
back
test
out.
real quick.
That'd be crazy.
We'll get the results later, but
So what do you think our record's gonna be at the Cowboys? You think we're gonna go 10-6?
nah, I think he'll be a little bit better than that.
11-5.
I'm putting him at 12-4.
Ooh,
bold.
that's tough. I went 11-5, 12-4, brother. Damn, that's.
Yeah, I'm putting him
That's
at
deep.
12-4.
Do we beat Atlanta in the first game?
Well, the first game's the Rams, isn't it?
Oh, is it the Rams? Oh no, Atlanta's second game then.
Yeah,
So Rams is the first game. Then.
Yeah, Atlanta's second game. I have them losing against Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yep. I believe we barely passed by the Rams this Sunday, but I think Atlanta will definitely be our first loss.
Todd Gurley's in Atlanta now, right?
Yep. Todd Gurley's in Atlanta, and Jalen Ramsey's on the Rams.
Yeah.
He just got paid too.
He sure did.
But I mean, who else is on the Rams? I mean, outside of what's the quarterback's name?
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
He actually didn't do that good
He
last
didn't?
year.
No,
Actually,
he did not.
The year
He
before is when they were. stout.
Sam Darnold on the defensive side.
No, not Sam Darnold. That's the quarterback.
That,
It's
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald.
Yep,
There you go.
Aaron Donald.
Close enough.
Yeah, you got it. You know what I mean? Just one's a quarterback, one's a
Yeah.
300-pound defensive.
I mean,
Monster.
He probably still throws the ball though.
He probably throws a person better than he throws ball.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
big
true.
boy.
For
That's
sure.
true.
Yeah.
Y'all see how he practices?
No.
Like he does like all his swim move techniques and stuff with some dude who has actual knives coming at him and he blocks them all.
Really?
Yeah, I saw like some of his training videos.
That's legit.
That's crazy.
That's intense.
There's a reason why he's that damn good.
Absolutely. It's working. So
Exactly. He's
it's
like, y'all
working
gonna pay
then.
me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But like you said, with Gurley being with the Falcons now, I definitely believe that he's gonna run all over us.
I don't know, man. He's not healthy. All it takes is a little bit of bad weather in Atlanta. If it rains, his knees gonna start aching. I can't go today because it's in Atlanta. Against them.
I'm not sure if it's in Atlanta or here, to be honest with you. But I
feel
know
like
we
it's
start
in
off
Atlanta.
at their new stadium, or
Right,
the Rams'
in
new
LA.
stadium. So
Yeah, I know that too.
that's gonna be interesting too. But I don't know, man. I'm excited.
Me too, man. I'm so ready for football.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good year. We're gonna prove the doubters, and hopefully we
we'll
go
see.
for a little bit further in the first round, man. Because
I mean, our defense is looking good. I mean, losing Byron Jones doesn't help, but
Is LVE healthy?
I think they said he's looking good, but I don't know if he's practicing like full practice yet.
he's like, to me, it's like him and Sean Lee are like.
Well, Sean Lee's already on the injured
Yeah, true.
reserve. He already
Yeah,
got hurt. He's already
see?
injured reserve. But what's scary too though is Lyle Collins is on injured reserve too. So now we just lost our best right tackle. So it's like, what do we do?
Telling you, they always fall like. If it's not one, it's another one, man. It's just, we never have a full team for a good
For
3
nothing.
weeks, 3-4 weeks.
But we freed up cap space. Like we worked on whose contract did we work on? We worked on someone's contract, freed up cap space. Then we let HaHa Clinton Diggs go. So now we have like $16 million in cap space free for this year. So it's like we're definitely probably getting Earl Thomas for sure. We're making way.
You think?
Got to. Why would we freeing up all that money? Unless it's to help with Dak.
That's what I've been hearing too, is to help out
Resign.
with Dak's contract. But if Earl's gonna help us out right now, why not?
Yeah. I mean,
Still
I would.
getting
I
I mean, do you
want-
go into win now mode?
Hell yeah, we have the team for it. I mean, our defense
Absolutely.
looks good. Our front seven. Oh my God, if Gerald McCoy wouldn't have got hurt, I don't know who would stop us up there in the front. But even still, I mean, I don't know who's.
You have Gregory coming back too, right?
Randy Gregory's coming back. You got
Carr,
Alden Smith.
just signed up Carr again. Hopefully he.
Brandon Carr?
No, that's
Another quarterback.
Yeah.
Man, I got quarterbacks on the brain.
Hey man, well hopefully Dak will
Yeah,
ball out
hopefully
because
he's
you got him on the brain.
Who? Carr who?
God, what is Carr's first name?
Oh, I stumped y'all.
You did stump me.
Did he used to play for the Cowboys?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
he
used to
played
play
for
for
us
the
before.
Cowboys. Dang, what's his name?
God, I can't think of his first name. I don't know, but Carr's there.
Yeah,
You know what
right.
goes really good with Carr? Brandon.
Brandon Carr does. It
That
does
kinda
sound
does
good,
sound right.
but it's not him. But that does
Just
sound-
saying.
But it does roll off the tongue pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I can think of, so I can't.
I
I'm
just,
like,
I
Carr, I
don't know.
know Carr.
I'm kind of excited for Alden Smith and Jalen Smith. Like Jalen Smith's my favorite player on the
Yeah.
team right now. I'm a defensive guy, and I just want to see him ball out. And I really want to see Alden Smith come back and make it just amazing comeback and ball out. So I'm excited for football. Period. I'm excited for my favorite team. I also like Baker Mayfield, so I want him to ball. I don't
So
know
you
what's
wanted the
going
Browns to do really well?
on. I want the Browns to do really good. I don't know about what Odell Beckham got going on with the Browns he got going on.
Hey,
but
so I kind of read about that, but didn't. Well, I didn't read about that. I saw a headline with OBJ and the little poop emoji.
Oh my
So
god!
what's
You
the
don't know what
story
happened?
going on?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
I heard about this today.
So
Yeah, I just saw a headline.
Thank you, Jason.
some lady came out and said that Odell Beckham asked her to shit on him.
I like how you called her a lady. That was very nice of you.
Well, I mean, that's what she was. She was a lady.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's all I know. So what can I say?
Just in a very interesting line of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
It could
guess
be.
I don't know.
mean, or it just could be.
But I don't. I'm not saying that the man probably don't get shitted on. I mean, rich people do a lot of crazy stuff.
That's true.
But to me personally, that lady was not gorgeous enough for me to get shitted on by her. I'll say that. Like, you would have to have someone like J-Lo stature if you want to, you know what I mean? And I don't got Odell Beckham money or status. I ain't wearing $1 million watches when I go to work or play football. So
Sitting out
for
there
sure.
catching footballs.
Yeah.
Freaking massive watch on your hand,
Yeah,
on your wrist.
so-
I mean, go for it.
I don't know. I can't believe you didn't hear that though. You just
No,
saw the,
again, I just saw the headline and I was like, all right,
on the timeline.
I wonder how he's feeling about all that being out.
Oh, you know he's mad. He's probably like, man, this is some BS. He probably not even paying no mind. I don't even think he said anything. He's like, whatever. He'll just blow over. Everyone's always saying something about me.
I mean, I would ignore
Yeah,
it.
that's exactly how it is, man. Whether it be football season, whether it be off season, like there's always somebody's always saying his name, putting something together for him, and he just
I almost feel like
going
that's
through for it.
famous athletes in general. It's like, well, they're great. Let's see what we can find out
But
about them.
him more so because he's always in headlines for something. I mean, kissing a football net that catches the footballs when the kicker's doing it, punching something, saying something, doing the commercial with Eli Manning where Eli's twirling him in the air, doing the little videos with Drake coming out the hot tub,
Yeah.
like all kind of just weird stuff. So I could just. It's probably just a little publicity, but I want him to have a good year. I want Baker to have a good year. I'm an OU fan, so I follow Baker. I want the Browns to do decent. I hope they kill the Ravens. The person I'm talking about knows who I'm talking about.
Yep.
And
I don't think they'll beat the Ravens.
I don't know. They beat them last year. That's the team the Ravens couldn't get over, which is weird because the Browns could do nothing,
Yeah.
but the Ravens couldn't.
I don't know, man. I feel like Lamar has a little bit more poise in him.
Oh, Lamar! Oh my God,
Think
that
he'll.
man's man. I picked him up in my fantasy draft.
Yeah.
That was smart.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I think he.
I mean, you probably have to go Mahomes number one.
I actually picked him number one because he's pretty much a running back and a passer, and he had the most passing touchdowns last year, even over Mahomes. So, and I mean he had rushing touchdowns, passing. So it's like if you want both, you can. I'm expecting at least 24 to 26 points a game out of that man. At least minimum. It's probably gonna be a lot more.
The only downside to a mobile quarterback like he is that wear and tear and that abuse is going to catch up.
Yeah, it caught up Michael Vick too, but I mean
Cam Newton.
Yeah,
I mean,
but Cam Newton's more big. He doesn't get out the way. He just takes the hit.
but
This
Lamar
dude's a
Jackson's
loser.
big.
Yeah, but not as big as Cam.
It's not
Cam's
as
a freight
elusive
train.
as Lamar Jackson either, man. I mean, you've seen those spin moves he puts on
That's
these
true.
people. And
Yeah,
he
Lamar
goes in there
Jackson's
and
elusive.
This dude goes freaking untouched and just goes in there, man. And
Quick.
He's fun to watch.
That's why I say
Oh,
Michael
yeah.
Vick. He's more Michael Vick-ish
Yeah.
because he's more elusive. And he's not going to run and then try to dive over you and take the hit or truck you.
Absolutely. Yep.
Cam Newton will try to truck you and get in the end zone and then put his little Superman on.
Mhm.
Which
Oh,
I'm
no.
excited to see him too in New England. I want to see what he does.
What do you
It'd be
think about
interesting.
him in New England?
Yeah, I'm excited to see him. I like Cam Newton.
Yeah.
I liked him in Carolina. You know, I don't mind him. I want him to do good, but I don't want the Patriots to do good. So I mean, it's kind of like yeah.
The way Belichick's been praising him, sounds like he's
I know the way
tip-top
that-
shape and ready to go out there and been working hard. So
Yeah, but they
learning on the
always do
plays
it.
and everything. But
That's because he's on the dark side now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And if anyone's gonna make him better, I guess it'd be Belichick.
I mean, and last year's Patriots defense was
surprisingly really good.
Not
ridiculous,
surprisingly, they
man.
got the talent.
They
They,
have the
paid
talent,
for
man.
him, man. That's not surprising.
Yeah.
Stephen Gilmore is probably the best corner in the league.
Yeah, the McCourty brothers out
Yeah.
there. I mean, it's ridiculous. And if Cam Newton can put a little bit in his part, they're going to be a good team. They kind of feel like everybody kind of threw him down. You're like, all right, you don't have Tom Brady anymore. Y'all are done.
Yeah.
But man, if that defense still up to par and
you still got Belichick.
Come up here with some magic, man.
Still got that guy that films the games. I mean,
he
deflates
out
the
his
balls.
little cheat sheet, and he's like, "Bet they're gonna do this. Go ahead, Cam, go get them."
Yeah. Go tell the ball boy to deflate some balls.
For real, man. We couldn't have lived with a bubble in the NFL because Bill Belichick had been in everybody's. Everybody's friend. That would have been dangerous. He's like, "No, I'm just filming this for our commercial."
Yeah, exactly. Why is there cameras everywhere?
Yeah.
What about basketball? Who you got?
Oh man, basketball, dude. I've been keeping up a little bit. Mavericks, man. I'm
picking the Mavs
Dallas,
to win it all.
Team.
They'll get there today.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow.
I was a little heartbroken whenever they got out by the Clippers. Obviously, they were the better team, but I was kind of hoping for that, underdog, magic going. But
yeah, me too.
But had it going for a little bit, but it kind of came to an end, But
they need to add more pieces to the Luka and KP.
It was definitely hopeful. Looking forward to next season. I feel like they had a pretty good piece out there, man. Just like, Paul George or CP3, there's people that, came out. People are just like, we'll give you a 1-year contract, you'll come and look at them now, man. Yeah. They're helping out their team. If you can find a good, high player that you can pay for, great. But if not, I wouldn't mind settling for one of them, man, and just roll with it through the year and hope for the best and see if they work, because the team is there. Steph Curry, not Steph Curry.
Seth Curry's brother.
Seth Curry's brother. Yeah, Seth Curry.
He was clutch, man.
Coming back, man.
Yeah, he was heat off the bench. He needs to stay with y'all. Yeah. Keep coming off the bench because he was good in Portland the year before, and I was like, damn, I can't leave Portland. Let him go. Yeah. Imagine if Portland would have kept him and had Melo, and they were making that little run. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I really thought Portland was gonna. I've had Portland going all the way, so I failed. I wanted them to go all the way. I think Clippers are gonna make it all the way. I don't think no one doesn't have them picked.
Yeah. Denver's been kind of surprising me a little bit. I don't think they can finish him off.
Nah,
to be honest
I love Jamal Murray too, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a good player.
He got the middle finger block.
Yeah. I don't think they can finish off the Clippers. But team I'm looking at now is the Heat, man.
Dude, Jimmy Butler, that's my boy too. He left us because I'm a Sixers guy. He left us, went to Miami, and damn, they're doing the thing.
They're
God, I miss Jimmy Butler on the Sixers. I really do. He was our guy.
They surprised me. I didn't think they were gonna beat. Can't think of their name. Just lost it.
They're playing the Bucks, number one team.
They beat the Bucks. That's right. They beat Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, the Greek Freak.
I was pretty surprised at that. 4-1. They just gave them one game. It was, and they were down 3 games because they were up 3
they were
in
like
the series.
The best team in the whole entire league. But it could be the bubble affecting them because even Paul George was affected with the whole bubble thing, going through depression. Because that's crazy. That's like you're isolated from your family that whole time. So I can see that being
absolutely.
And there's some guys that just I'm not with it. And he was struggling, but then he got good, and you see what happened. And now he's been going on a tear, balling against Denver too.
Yeah. Celtics and Raptors is a pretty good one going on right now. I think that has a tendency to go to looking at 7 games on that one at that little series.
The Raptors and Celtics, man, the Celtics look really good. If they win and then they get past Miami and then they make it to the finals, I'd feel a little bit better about our loss, the Sixers. But at the same time, I still don't because I feel like that team's really young. And even though they added Kemba, we should have been able to beat them, even without Ben Simmons. So I don't know. I don't know what we do as a Sixers team either. I'm so upset about that.
It's tough.
Thank you for that little bit of sympathy. I appreciate that.
It's time to come over to the good side and be a Mavs fan.
Nobody want to be no Mavs fan.
You're a Luka fan, right?
I do like Luka. I'm a Luka fan for
Luka's
sure.
a good player, man. I'm still hesitant, and I've heard some talks about putting him in the top 5 this year and all that good stuff. I still don't see it up there. I still don't see it.
Thank you. See, this is a respectable man. I know you didn't.
Never said top 5.
I know you didn't, but this is a respectable man here. I have all my friends, all these people saying, like, who do you put ahead of Luka right now? He's top 5. Like, bro, whoa. See, me at first, I didn't even have him in my top 15 until these playoffs. And then I was like, okay, these playoffs have kind of pushed him into that top 15 realm now. But you still have all these other guys ahead of him that have done it consistently.
Absolutely.
And now you got this guy. What if next year he comes off and he falls off? Oh, is he still top 5? Is he still a superstar? Oh, well, he's young. Oh, now you're leaving yourself the excuse. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
you said the big word, consistency.
Right.
when he hit his 3-shot that won us the game at that. Everybody was going crazy. He's clutch. He's one of the top 5s. That shot solidified him in there. I'm like, his 3-point percentage isn't that great.
It's not the greatest.
It's not the greatest, and if he was out there like Seth or dang, now I'm mixing up their names.
Mixing them up.
See? You don't even know which one you want to celebrate.
Not messing up their names, but like Steph Curry, when he's out there and he's digging them threes, no matter where he's at,
just jacking them,
just put him
James
up
Harden.
there, and
James
Harden,
sure.
all of them. Then I can definitely see that because of the consistency. But I feel like that was a lucky shot. To be honest with you,
I don't know if it was lucky. He can hit them. I've seen him hit the step backs.
He's done the magic shots there at the end where it's like, how did he make that?
Right. Yeah. Luka Magic, like what you said.
Yeah,
last week.
They've got that pretty much termed out now. It's Luka Magic whenever he does anything.
Do you like Kristaps on the team? Because last week we had Mike on, and Mike, and he said that they need to trade Kristaps.
I think he's a distraction to the team for
Why?
sure. I feel that we rely on him too much, and obviously he's not. I don't feel like he has pulled forward for us since we got him. He contributed. I feel like it was very little to where we got to. I feel like it was our bench. Our bench did amazing.
Y'all bench did do amazing. I thought Kristaps balled in the playoffs though. Yeah. Whenever he was there.
When he was there, I feel like he was helpful for the team as far as confidence wise. I feel like he gave the team confidence when he was out there playing because, oh man, we have our Luka, we have Kristaps out there playing, man, we're unstoppable. But as soon as he went down, I feel like the whole team kind of went down with it too.
Well, I mean that's gonna happen with your stars. You're gonna be like, damn, my guy just went down. Now I'm kind of low because you saw that. I finally finished that Bulls documentary and. You saw that whenever Jordan was sick and Pippen didn't want to play and stepped out and he had to apologize.
Had the back issue
you lose everything. Yeah. So
yeah. I don't know, man. If he can get healthy for a while
he was healthy though.
It would be good.
He was healthy during the season, and then the bubble came.
Yeah.
And he just
went down from there.
My thing with going back to Luka inconsistency is this was his sophomore year, and there was no sophomore slump. If anything,
agreed. He did get better.
So I
more
think,
triple doubles.
To me, the consistency after 2 years, I think if you weren't going to be consistent, there would have been a fall off after that first year.
But what you did see consistent was a lot of his bonehead plays.
But that'll come. That just comes with time.
I know, but I don't.
You still improved over your rookie year, and you still made some bonehead plays.
He did, but to say that he's top 5 or top 10 right off the rip, like a lot of these people are saying, just because they're just. I don't know how to explain it, but just because they're just so, like mesmerized by what he's doing, you can't just put him in there yet. Because now if you put him in there and he does have a bad year next year, you're going to be like, oh, well, he's young, blah, blah, blah. And you're setting yourself up to have that excuse. And you can't do that when you're putting someone in the top 5. You know what I mean? Michael Jordan wasn't considered the greatest right out the gate. You know what I mean? He had to earn that. It took him 6-7 years before everyone was like, oh, this guy's, you know what I mean? Turn this franchise around. Now they're a winning team.
I mean,
he had star power. He looked good. But they weren't saying
first year he won Rookie of the Year, took him to the playoffs. They haven't been in the playoffs,
right? But they weren't saying he's the greatest. They were just like, "Damn, this dude's really good. This guy's going to be a star, et cetera, et cetera." And then he kept starting to won MVPs. And they were like, "Oh shit, this guy, he can't be guarded. He can score from anywhere, however he wants, whenever he wants. Boom." But he still needed help too.
Well, yeah, everyone needs. I mean, you got to have someone help you,
right?
I mean, you could. I mean, look at the Bucks. I mean, Giannis is fantastic.
Didn't they compare him to Pippen? Is that one of the lines that came out?
Did they compare Giannis to Pippen?
Who was it, the one that they compared to Pippen?
I don't know. It may have been Giannis that they said he was like Pippen.
He was a Pippen that he needed.
Well, Pippen was a great player, so that's not even a bad. If I'm Giannis, I'd be like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, Pippen was fantastic.
Yeah, he was a great player, so that's not a knock.
But it was nice watching that documentary and seeing that MJ was the man.
Yeah, for sure.
But you had Pippen to fall back on.
And even Rodman, too, those later years.
Later years, you had Rodman, you had Harper, you had Steve Kerr. You just, with Luka, you need to get, one really good piece around him and then some really good complementary pieces. And I think they'd do okay. And I think Mark Cuban will go out and do that.
Absolutely. After he saw what they could do this year, I'm pretty sure
he's not scared to spend, and he's tried.
I know.
It's just getting the big name people.
That's what I'm saying. That's the same thing I was talking about with the last guest. It's just it's hard to get someone to come to Dallas. No one wants to come to Dallas. Even when they think they're going to sign like DeAndre Jordan. I brought this up last week. And he was like, no, never mind.
Yeah.
And Darren Williams and all these people. It's hard to get that big name here unless you get him in a trade or something. But I don't know. More people might want to play with Luka. He's probably more fun to play with than what Dirk would have been to play with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Luka will be a big draw. And on the other side of it, off the court type stuff with Dallas, the state there's no state tax here, which should be
the money. Hey, you can get
you make more money. You're gonna make more money, and that, believe it or not, to some athletes is a big deal, which I totally get.
Yeah. I mean, it's both ways. A lot of people or a lot of athletes, they don't care about the money; they care about the championship.
That's true too.
I want to be a winner, and if this team is gonna win and their mentality is winning, give me a little pay cuts. You can get those additional pieces, some more money, and we can make a good team. And then you do have those athletes where it's like, get me paid, even if we're not winning. I want my money. So it goes both ways. And you got Luka there. Like you said, he's going to be a good piece.
I think he'll draw players too.
Hopefully.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, they need it. No. I think it would help for sure.
We'll see, man. I don't know. I doubt it, but we'll see. They'll probably get a lot more role players around, and that's really all they need. They almost had a team this year. If Kristaps stays healthy and doesn't get into foul trouble in the text and all that, they may beat the Clippers. Who knows?
It could happen.
Yeah, it's been definitely an interesting year for Dallas sports. I can tell you that. We have the Stars in the playoffs right now, doing all right. Tied series with the Knights, and they have last two series were pretty down to the wire. And I'm in everything.
Bro, I didn't know you was in the hockey. I like a little hockey, man. I be messing with the Penguins.
Yeah. I don't know. I find it interesting, man. I find all sports interesting. I try to have my finger in every little thing,
You like boxing too, right? And MMA, right?
Yeah. I just saw that Canelo was,
suing for his money.
Yeah, suing for his money. I haven't read much into that, but I heard there was some deal with what was it, DAZN, DAZN, DAZN with their contract and all that going on, and I don't know where that's coming from. Is it the whole contracts and who he's fighting and all that?
Yeah. So what happened was DAZN signed him to, I think it was an 11 fight deal. He's only done like 2 or 3, but they keep trying to, him and Golden Boy keep trying to put fights together, and there's not a lot of people wanting to take the fight with him or whatever. So it's not like a lot of big name draws. And DAZN's like, no, we need that big name so we can make this money back that we're paying you. And so they keep waiting on the fight, and it's like Canelo's like, I'm a fighter, I want to fight, I'm ready to fight. So he keeps trying to get these people, and they're like, no, we don't want that fight. And they're like, well, if you do that fight, we're going to pay you this amount. And he's like, hell no, the hell you're not. Yeah. I'm guaranteed this amount. This is what my contract said. So now he's suing them, even if he doesn't have the fight, they're trying, and hopefully get that money regardless.
Where do you think that's coming from? Do you think it's from the lack of, well, not the lack, but the competition out there is not that great for him, or because this guy has fought pretty big names, and I haven't heard other bigger names available, I guess, really to fight him.
Some challenged him. I don't think he thinks they're ready to fight him yet. I think he wants them to fight some other people first. Obviously Triple G again, but how many people really want to see that? I'd love to see it. I like Triple G, but it's not going to be like that big one. Jamal Charlo wants to fight him, so it's like, do you take that fight? I would take it. Danny Jacobs wants his rematch. He looked good against him, honestly. And then there's Billy Joe Saunders is out there. He looks good to fight, so he wants that. But see, the thing with Canelo is he keeps kind of moving up, moving down. So everyone's like, okay, well, where are you going to be at? Where you want to fight at? Because if you're trying to fight middleweight, let's do middleweight. But if you're trying to go to lightweight, you know what I mean? So he keeps moving, which is not a bad thing. That's good. That shows his
it shows his his competition. That he doesn't want to stay just in one spot. He wants to go into other divisions.
Right, and I like that.
Get that, but like you said, it kind of puts him at a disadvantage because you have all these fighters waiting up, and the uncertainty, it kind of kills it. But
Canelo's good, man. I like Canelo. I really do. The one thing that kind of almost set me off from him was that, like, with the whole cheating scandal thing. But in Mexico, they have a lot of that. In the meets or whatever, and that's what they were trying to say. So I don't know, especially you're having a camp. Why even do it? But that's the only thing that kind of pushed me back. But I love watching him fight.
Yeah, it's that was an interesting. I've been a Canelo supporter, man.
Me too. He was my second favorite fighter for a while.
He's from around where my parents are from, and every fight that he's out there, man, we always rent it out, and when his family go watch him fight. So we're waiting for that next fight to come through, man.
Who would you want him to fight?
I don't know, man. I want some really good competition. You know, I feel like the last couple of fights have been kind of.
Yeah, especially that Sergey Kovalev. He just kind of want to move up, get that title.
Yeah,
it's like, come on,
absolutely,
man.
yeah, absolutely.
But Sergey was the champion. He just won the title,
Yeah.
so it's like, okay.
Yeah. I feel. I know that he's fighting to fight and to show he's good. I don't think he sees his competition as less, and that's why he's hopping on that.
Right.
I know he's I'm pretty sure he's wanting those belts, prove himself in a different class. But I don't think Canelo is afraid of anybody. I don't think
I don't think any fighter is afraid of anyone.
Yeah, I don't think he'll say no because he'll give him a run for his money. But something needs to be scheduled here pretty soon, man, and I'm ready for it because it's been a while, and hopefully all this between DAZN and him and Golden Boy gets cleared out pretty soon, and we can get the ball rolling with him again because at this point he is one of the bigger superstars in boxing.
He's probably the biggest cash cow right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep. So I'm excited to see his I guess
next fight,
Golden Boy,
whenever it is.
Yep, whenever it is, and we'll see, man. Ryan Garcia is pretty good.
Dude, Ryan Garcia looks amazing too.
He looks really good. I'm excited for his
Haney
next
looks
fight.
good too.
Yeah.
Oh, that Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez fight's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah,
we'll see, man. I like boxing. I like seeing it. I wish it was a little bit bigger. It kind of didn't die down back in the age, but we just need those superstars to go out there and
Speaking of back in the day, what do you think about Mike Tyson coming out to fight?
I'm interested. I'm
he looks good.
Yeah, he definitely looks good. I've been seeing his Instagram videos and all that good stuff he's been putting out there. He looks in pretty good shape. He's punching pretty good. Bag, got some speed going.
I'm excited for it.
Me too.
I'm excited. Something different, man. I'm always up for that. I'm always up for something different. And
he's fighting Roy Jones, who's my favorite fighter of all time, hands down, like of all ages, eras.
Even over Mayweather, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I like Mayweather, but Roy Jones Jr. is the guy, bro. Like, if you watched him, like, in his prime, oh, my God. You think Mayweather was showy. Just imagine this. Mayweather was at his peak in boxing when Roy Jones Jr. was still around, and no one was even talking about Mayweather. It was always like, when's the next Roy Jones Jr. fight?
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mayweather, I think, was like 19-0 at the time, knocking people out, too. This was young Mayweather. This wasn't money Mayweather. This was Pretty Boy Floyd, the one that was still knocking people out. Mm-hmm. And Roy Jones Jr. was still the guy that they were talking about. So,
yeah, I'll be interested. It's coming up here pretty soon, right?
Yes, I think October.
Yeah. Be an interesting one. Like I said, I'm all up for that. For the old time fighters come out here and show what they got.
Hell yeah.
So
call the Tyson fight.
You want me to
call it now? Put it on documentation.
Yeah.
Call it now.
All right, I'll call it. Who's gonna win? Mike is probably gonna win.
Really?
He just looks amazing, man. I don't know. Probably Mike for sure.
Has Roy put any videos or anything?
Yeah,
out there?
Roy
He's
got
kind of been more low key on his training.
No, Roy's been putting videos out.
Yeah.
Pad work is pretty much what you're seeing from him. You're not seeing like the ferocious punching. So what I'm thinking, Roy's gonna box him. He's gonna be like, okay, come to me and counter him and stuff like that. But I don't know. Mike looks quick, but they're both old though. So I'll see how that goes. You know how that is. But
it's not gonna go all 12 rounds either, is it?
It's only an 8-round exhibition fight. So I mean, they're gonna have some energy.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I just want to see Mike throw some hard and heavy punches. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm worried about. I'm like, damn, Roy, you better get out of there, boy. Because I don't know how it's gonna work.
I'm gonna have that scene from The Hangover saved for when he knocks him out and be like, he still got it.
Exactly. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, should be good, man. Excited for that.
Yes, sir. But a lot of people don't know you are a police officer. And we appreciate that. You protect us, and thank you so much.
Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, man. Someone was digging in my trash the other day. You didn't come get them, man. No, I'm just playing. But, yeah, so when y'all go to training, like basic training, like how long is that usually? It's like a year, right?
My training, you have, now it's like 10 months. 10 months of preparing you physically, mentally, obviously with education as far as, you know, knowing your laws, knowing what you can't do, your arrest, search, and seizure, all that stuff. When you can arrest somebody, we can detain somebody. That's a good. For me, it was 8 months, and this was back 4 years ago.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. So that was 8 months, and then you go to field training. Field training is when you graduate the academy. You're out there. Let me see. It's a total of 4 months
for field training. So 8 plus 4. I mean, you're at 12 pretty much.
Yeah, you're about a year now. It's gonna be a little bit over a year with all the new classes coming out, just because we have additional training that we have to go through. With everything that's been going on, you know, we have to learn different ways and stuff like that. But field training is really where you get all the
experience and the knowledge, what's going to be like, what's going to happen.
Yep, absolutely. You're riding with a field training officer, basically teaching you the ropes, because you can learn everything book-wise, but there's just so much to learn, so much to read, so much testing. That
pretty much like any job. Once you get there is when you're going to learn and experience what's going to be like.
Yeah, you go out there, train, you're like, you know, you got to do this, but you won't know until you're out there, you know.
When y'all do like y'all's gun training, do they constantly have you guys go and shoot and constantly know how to train, or is it something like they do?
Yeah.
Like how often
It's a yearly thing.
Okay.
It's a yearly thing. We go out there, and I believe they're going to start to do twice a year now, where we go qualify for our guns.
But it's not like a thing where it's like, okay, this week you need X amount of hours of gun training. It's just like, you know, maybe twice a year or something like that, where you need like a specific training course on it.
Correct. Basically, we just go and it's just proficiency on your handgun, on your shooting. That's all it is. You go out there and, you know, they'll run you through a course and where you shoot, and they'll grade you on that. And we'll go from there. I believe you have to score an 86 or higher with my department to
stay
to be good. You know, if not, they'll put you through remedial classes and all that to make sure that, you know, you're good. So, yeah, we do that once a year. I think they were going to start to do it twice a year, but with all that, I mean, that's basically the extra training. I mean, there's different agencies that do additional training, like SWAT training. You can do, you know, breaching training. You can do a whole bunch of different scenario training, and we sometimes offer that also.
When y'all are out there and you see something for like the first time when you're on the force, like, do they have y'all go through like psychological evaluations or something like that? And how long is that period? Do they just kind of like write you off and say, okay, you're good to go on the next job, or? Because there's some crazy shit out there. So.
Oh, absolutely. That's more for like your, I guess, higher incidences, like if you're involved in a shooting or
that's what I mean, like
stuff like that. Other than that, man, you have to go really, and in this profession, I feel like you need to be true to yourself and not bottle up everything, because it can get to you in a heartbeat.
And that's what I think that, you know, people need to kind of see more, because I feel like, you know, y'all go out there and y'all see stuff that you may never seen. Like, you're a kid, you know, there's a lot of people who are like, man, I want to be a cop when I get older, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, boom, now you're there and you see someone die in front of you, or you find a body, or something crazy.
You're seeing some of the darkness of humanity.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, definitely. I mean, that's why we're here. We see everybody at their lowest, basically.
Right.
And we gotta handle the situation, you know. And like you said, we do have a peer support group that, you know, we can go to.
Perfect.
So we do have resources that can help us out with that. But it begins with us as an officer. You know, I know a lot of officers, especially, you know, like older officers, have that tendency to be, you know, the badass, I could say, where I'm not gonna go
tough.
like, I'll be all right, I'm tough, you know, I'm not gonna.
That old school mentality.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it if you've already been doing it and you can handle it. But I'm just saying, more so for the younger people, I feel like, you know, and not everyone's like that either. Some people can see something and be like, okay, cool, I'm on to the next.
Different personalities.
Yeah, so I mean, it's tough to see. I would just like for them to like kind of step in and be like, so that way you don't look like you're soft or something like that. They can step in and be like, okay, hey, we know you saw this. How are you feeling? How you good? Okay, boom, write them off. You're good to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Versus like, I'm shocked that you said there's really nothing. It's on the person to kind of go for it. That's kind of like shocking.
Like I said, you know, when you have your higher incidences, for sure, you know, when, you know, media's going to get involved, or like shootings and stuff like that, definitely. But other than that, man, there's really, I mean, they'll be out there, they'll be like, hey, man, here's our support team. They advertise, I mean, not advertise it, but they tell us, like, hey, there's always somebody here to.
Like, they always have
to
that
you.
open for you. So
exactly. So it's really up to you to go out there and talk to them. Because, and like you said, you know, they're kind of giving it to you. With a lot of these officers, you're going to be like, I'm not going to go talk to this dude.
Right.
Like, I don't want to go talk to this dude. Like, you know,
just let me deal with it, and
just let me deal with it my way, you know, whatever way it is, and I'll be all right. But there's sometimes where you're not gonna be all right, and you got to do what you got to do, you know, rely on family, rely on friends, kind of separate from the department. And I think that's the big thing also is you're within the department, you know, and a lot of these officers tend to think that word will get out.
Right.
Like, hey, man, this dude came talk to me about something he saw, and then, you know, that kind of brings, you know, you down because they're like, oh crap,
they're
now
looking
everybody
at you in
knows
a different light, right?
You know, and it's completely confidential. You know, I know that they're not going to say anything, but you had that thought in the back of your head,
right?
You know, so that's what I feel like stops a lot of officers
people from doing
that.
something.
Yeah, for sure. So I really do believe that with everything going on and, you know, stuff you see, man, it's crazy. In order for you to make it far and long in this profession, you definitely have to have somebody to go talk to, whether it be your spouse, family, friends. Have somebody that away from the department for sure, because I feel like that's going to be your emotional support. If you want to talk to somebody as far as your tactical, what you did, definitely look somebody in the department because they're going to know better than out here, you know.
Right.
So it's crazy, man. It's the only situation I've ever had that kind of going is I was involved in a shooting. It's going to be 3 years ago now in December.
Wow.
I had barely started. No, 2 years. I believe it would be 2 years in December. I got in a shooting, and those peer support was out there right away. You know, they're like, hey, man, I know it's a crazy situation right now, but here's my phone number. I'll give you a call in a couple of days just to see how you're doing, if you're sleeping, all that stuff.
Right.
And he sure did. He called right away 2 days afterwards, saying how I was
good.
doing. So they're there, man. They're there to support you. They're there to help you. Like I said, I didn't feel comfortable talking to that person. So I just went and sought outside help with my family. And I went down to training to Galveston about a year afterwards. If not, was it a year afterwards? I believe it was a year afterwards that I went to had like a little conference with like critical police incidents.
Yeah.
You know, it was us because it was me and my partner that we were involved in, and a lot of other police officers. And I believe at that time there had been a shooting down at a school down in like near the El Paso area.
That's tough.
And there was a lot of those officers there. And, you know, we would talk, you know, we talked it all out, you know, what happened, what we were feeling, all that. And they had counselors out there for us. And that definitely helped out a lot. So there's stuff like that, you know, kind of outside where you don't know these people, but y'all are sharing the same hurt, like the same emotions and, as far as what's going on. Yeah, experience, what you saw, all that stuff. So that was a really neat experience.
I like
that was really good. And
Yeah,
I felt like that helped out a lot because with my incident, I was scared because I didn't feel anything. Like I saw my partner and I saw the rage in his eyes after everything had passed and everything. And, you know, we talked afterwards and he was telling me how he couldn't sleep. He was having nightmares and stuff. And I didn't have any of that, man.
No.
I didn't have any of that. I didn't lose any sleep over it. I didn't, nothing. And I mean, I can talk about it now because, you know, it's gone through grand jury and everything is cleared. We're done with it. As of last, like, August, I believe. So.
Oh, wow. It took that long, huh?
It took a while. It took almost a year till it went to grand jury.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that time, right in that time, is a lot of uncertainty. You know, we knew we did the right thing, but we don't know what that grand jury was going to think.
Right.
You know, in this situation, basically, it was we had gotten a call. Well, it was a message first stating that I didn't even know this, but Facebook has police.
Whoa.
Wow.
I've never heard of that.
Like,
Yeah,
is it like
me
a
either.
task force that just watching what's happening on
I have
Facebook,
no
or they
idea,
actually
man.
have like a organization?
No idea. No
That's
idea.
crazy.
I never looked into it, which I should have, but
That takes the meaning of hip hop police to a whole nother level. With Facebook police,
Yeah,
that's
right.
crazy.
yeah, I didn't know that, man. But
They watching y'all out there. Be careful.
yeah. Well, this guy was on Facebook Live.
Mm.
I don't know where he was from. He was from out of state. He said, the message basically stated that this person was possibly in a black vehicle with a tan interior, and he was threatening suicide. It looked like he was in a big overpass, and they believed that he was in. So as you can tell, believe. You know, there was no for sure.
Yeah.
This is where he's in. This is where he's at. We're like blind looking for this dude.
We're looking for a guy,
just to make sure that he's.
and that's
all
how
right.
like a lot of the calls come in. They just kind of
That's
give you like a
absolutely.
vague subscription, and you're just like,
Exactly.
okay, now I gotta go scour for this.
Exactly. So, me and my partner, we were riding, and I was passenger. He was the driver, and we were at a Walgreens. I remember that morning I had gone to college. I had taken a class. I was working midnight, so at night I was tired. It was a slow night. It was cold, so not much going on. He had just grabbed a bite, so I was like, let's go sit, kind of chill for a little bit. I was dozing off when I saw that message, and I told him, let's go up and drive around, man, because I don't know, I want to fall asleep. So we got off. We went northbound. All I could think of was the overpass, that big overpass that goes westbound or eastbound, and we went down that way and didn't see anything. We're like, all right, so whatever. We headed back down southbound on, and there were other officers looking down at overpasses. We see a white car, man. It's the weirdest thing. It was a white car, which is what the description has said it was, parked on the shoulder of the.
This is a different story because the other
bridge.
one you said it was like a black car with tan interior or something.
No, that's what they
believe. They believe.
Oh,
that's
that's
what
what
they
they believe.
believed it
Oh,
was.
okay.
Yeah, so we saw this white car, and I was like, I mean, they might have it wrong.
Yeah.
So we got next to it, and I just remember just seeing light, everything, just making it super bright so we could see what's going on. Because I was like, in my mind, I was like, this is it. This is a car, and we knew he had weapons in there because he was starting to shoot himself.
Right.
So we knew he had weapons in there, and I was like, this is a car right here. Let's go. And we step out of our car, and as soon as we step out of our car, we just hear a sergeant just a couple blocks down south yell out on the radio, I'm being shot at.
Oh, wow.
I'm on this street and this street, this intersection. Send units now. We're playing cat and mouse. We're like, what? And when she's saying this, she's very thorough on the radio when she talks, so we could hear the fright in her voice. We could hear, her kind of freaking out because it was going on.
Right,
While she was talking, we could hear the bullets. Going. Yeah, we could hear the shots going out.
That's crazy.
We're like, what is going on? So we head down, and we're zooming, dude. I mean, I could see just rock chips hitting our freaking windshield of how fast we were going. And when we get up on a ramp, she's saying, he's heading westbound. He's in a black car. He's wearing a teal shirt. Be careful. So we go up there. I mean, it's a sea of cars, just a whole bunch of police cars coming up there. And I see him. I see the car just pass right in front of us, man. I see the windows. They were shot out. Later we found out, but they were, down. And I see that teal shirt. That's what caught my eye, that teal shirt. So I tell my partner, right, I'm like, that's him. Let's go. Get behind him. In my eyes, it's a chase time. This dude's trying to get away, ready for a chase. So my partner gets right behind him, and I remember his telling my partner, get back, because he was like
Close.
bumper to bumper, and I'm like,
you don't want him shooting at you.
Yeah, I'm like, get back. So I was trying to read out the plate because it was like a different out-of-state plate. So I was just about to read it out to our dispatch, and all I hear is gunshots, pop, 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 pop. I'm like, what? I look to the side, and my partner's shooting out the window. He's driving and shooting.
Wow.
Whoa.
And I was like, what is going on?
Like, what are you doing?
So then I mean, this is in like less than 5 seconds, all this took place, right?
It's quick, right? It just happens.
It just
like
happens, man. It just happens. So partner's shooting, and as soon as I look back, like I just see the car veer off and hit the only pole that's there. Like center punches that pole. The only pole. If that pole wasn't there, he would have gone down into like a ditch. But he like completely just, loses control of the car and hits that pole. And I was like, what the heck? I didn't know what was going on because, all I know is that this guy was armed. He was shooting at our sergeant. He had a shot at other officers also. So I knew he was armed,
Right.
So I get out of the car. I lose my balance because my partner forgets to put the car in park. So the car is moving forward. So I kind of like get pushed with the car forward. I'm like, what the heck? So basically, our front bumper is on his back left area of the bumper. My partner gets out, I get out, and I'm just looking. The back window was clear, man, like clear as day. I could see all inside, had no tents or anything. And I see the guy reaching over for something. I was like, he's gonna shoot us. I know he had guns. I know he had shot at us. So I was like, man, we gotta stop this threat. So all I'm hearing is just shooting going on. So I know my partner was shooting, but I shot a couple of shots through the back to stop that, and the whole glass shatters and it doesn't break through. So I'm like, now I lost all my visibility.
Yeah, now you can't see.
You can't see nothing.
Spider webbed everywhere, and I was like, crap. I just retreat back. I walk back. I go towards him, and I still see him moving. I was like, what the heck, man? And shoot a couple more times, and that was out, man. We stopped that threat, and later on, we saw the video, and sure as heck, what my partner saw was a muzzle flash from his car. He
shooting
reached
back
out from his driver's side window
and was shooting
and
at
shooting at us, and that's when my partner returned
fire.
fire. Yep, and we
That's,
stopped that.
That's
man.
scary. That was like your first big time
That
ever.
was my first time, man. That was a first big thing, and like I said, afterwards, like you can tell just the anger of my partner's eyes. He was angry, He was just
can't believe this guy just shot at me.
Exactly. And
tough, man.
well, I was just trying to calm him down. Like
Right.
I just remember him having his gun in his hand, like almost shaking, and like that just like death stare in his eyes. And I'm like, put your gun up, bro. We're done. Like,
Right.
it's all done. We're done.
It's
like
good.
Let's step aside.
Talk them down good.
Make sure we're not have any holes in us or anything.
Right,
and
they are
we're
bleeding
good.
because your adrenaline's pumping. You don't know. You don't feel
man.
nothing.
Adrenaline's pumping. Everything's good. And yeah, man, that was our first little thing. And there's officers out there that have never experienced anything like that. Never had to draw their weapon on somebody, man. And
yeah, that's good.
And us is year and a half in, 2 years, and we're getting into this. So it was a crazy experience,
that's
man.
Tough,
it was crazy, man. It was, and like I said, man, I didn't lose any sleep over it. I didn't feel anything.
That's probably kind of scary sometimes.
That was my big thing, man. My big thing was it's gonna hit me like a train, man.
When it
I'm
does,
I'm just gonna get hit hard, and I'm not gonna be able to sleep, and I'm just gonna be going crazy inside my head thinking about this, and that's what I was scared of. I was like, I don't want that to happen. Like, I talked it out with my friends and with my family about what happened. I just wanted to get it out. Like, I need to get it out of me I can feel better inside. But it was definitely a relief when I went to a grand jury and they said it was no bail. We were good. It was justified. Everything was good. But it's that that year of uncertainty. It was almost a full year of not knowing
what's going to happen. So that's making you feel worried more.
That's more stress added to an already stressful position.
Yeah, you go out there to work and you're like, nothing happens today, man, because I still have something pending. And
So do you feel like y'all need like more training, like all the extra stuff, like with everything heightened and everything going on now? Do you guys feel like you need more training? Because a lot of people are saying like defund the police, take stuff away, and I'm on the side of like no, like we need people like you who want to protect us, who want to go out and like risk their lives. You know what I mean? Not like want to risk your life, but thank you for doing. What I mean? Kind of thing. Willing to risk your life. Yeah, and it's like we need people like that, and it's like you want to take more money away from someone who already is having to do a stressful job, a scary job. It's like, to me, I feel like we should probably try to do more funding, get you guys more training. Obviously you said you guys are doing different training classes now. So I'm just wondering, like, what's a police officer perspective? Like, do you feel like you need more training? I feel like
a situation can be handled in easy steps. Not easy steps, but in steps where us as officers can kind of keep the situation on hold for other teams. Like, we have SWAT,
Right.
And in a situation that can get out of hand, what we do is, not every situation is the same, obviously, but the way you handle a situation is you kind of detain who you need to detain, kind of, build a perimeter, build something around to kind of like keep that stagnant, keep it as is, and if you need more help or if you need other guys, there's always going to be somebody that's going to come up with higher skills. We have a response team that's pretty good with that, and that can, they're like one level, I guess, below SWAT, that can go out there and they're more trained tactically, I guess, and can help us out. Then you have SWAT also that can come out there and help us out. So we have the officers that are tactically trained and, have that extra training in there. Obviously, it's always recommended that we go out there and, try to get extra training, for sure. So, yeah, definitely it would help if, other agencies or something would come up here and be like, all right,
let me show you how we handle this and do stuff.
Yeah,
because I'm even watching a documentary right now on Netflix. It's called Fear City. And in New York, when all the mob stuff was going on, they had no idea. Like, they had the RICO thing set up, but they had no idea how to operate it, how to use it. You see all this murder, and they would arrest some of the smaller guys, but didn't really know. And then other agencies started coming in and saying, let me show you guys how to do this. And things got better. So that's my thing, is like, you obviously seen it in the past where it's like, the more that you get training, the more that this happens, I feel like it gets better. I don't want you to be defunded, because then it's going to be less.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, in black communities alone, like, honestly, I'm saying, like, they've done study, like, about 61% to 62% want police presence there, because we live there. Like, we've gone through it. Like, I've lived in there, in those areas, and I've gone through it, and it's like, dang, like, I see kid running across the street, get shot down. Like, I don't want to wake up every morning and have to see this, but I did. You know what I mean? That's where I live. That's where I stayed, and it was what it was. But obviously, we don't want that. We want you guys there. We want you guys. Yeah. So that's my thing. I was like, I want y'all to be funded more than defunded.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it'll definitely help. I mean, now you have, like, I believe PD, they've cut like $8 million from their overtime, and this is pretty bad right now.
Right.
And we're here to help them out, of course. And I know our like our SWAT helps them pretty well, and other agencies really well. And it's hard, especially with their crime rate. Their chief just resigned.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So they're in a tough spot, and
you're seeing a lot of that too.
Hard.
All
People
across the country. Yeah.
What
was it in Charlotte? Was it Charlotte, North Carolina? Like, the chief and several high-ranking police officers just resigned all in one day.
It's tough. It's a tough thing that's going on right now. You have officers that are retiring early just because they're like, you know what, I can wait it out. But if something happens, right, then there goes all my, and they can their lives basically, because if something happens, then they get,
you lose everything. You lose pensions, funds. You go to jail. Your family's going to be hurting now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that risk factor's there, and it's scary too. But I can understand, like, people being angry and want something done. But it's just, you got to sit down and figure out necessarily what exactly needs to be done in a smart way.
Absolutely.
Like, I think just sitting down and screaming defund the police right away isn't, like, a smart thing. I get it. You're angry. You're mad. I mean, you probably say something out of anger. So, like, man, screw y'all. Like, I don't want y'all. I don't need y'all, kind of thing. But at the end of the day, it's like, no, you need to realize you do need.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And, if there wasn't us, you'll have, like, these cities that are being taken over.
Yeah, like
by Antifa or whatever. Exactly. And you're having them shoot each other, and it's
what
crazy,
was that? It was called the Chaz Zone. That was
Chaz.
That was Seattle, or was that Portland?
I believe that was Seattle.
Seattle, I think, was Chaz.
And you see
Portland
that didn't work.
Has something going on. Right now,
Portland's very similar.
Goes.
And you see that didn't work, right? Nope. So people were like getting shot, needed help. Police were trying to come in and help, and they were like, "Nope, don't come in here."
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's like,
it's hard, man. I mean, every situation that has come up is because somebody needed our help.
Right.
Okay. With this last incident with Jacob Blake, his girlfriend was the one that called police on him. Okay. We weren't there just because you know, if she called us for help, you know, and us, you know, we have to go out there and help. Obviously, you know, that's what we swear to do, you know, help the community and keep the peace. So we were out there, and I mean, things got out of hand, and look where we're at now. You know, especially after the George Floyd stuff and everything, and you know, it just keeps on adding up, and it just takes a whole other. It just affects us as far as what we do, because now we're, you know, you have officers second guessing on what they should do when deep down they know what they need to do, but they're second guessing because, you know,
it's just, to me, it is tough because, like, being an African American male, I know I'm lighter shade, but you know what I mean, I grew up, I saw it. It is tough to see it and witness it, and then you have social media kind of putting it in your face more so, and then, I mean, that's not a bad thing necessarily, but it's also like you are stopping the ability to do what you need to do, but at the same time, it's just constantly seeing something like that, like with the Jacob Blake situation, shooting him like 7 times in the back kind of thing. It almost looks like excessive. So it's like, it's hurtful, you know what I mean? To keep constantly seeing something like that in your face. So it's like, and the dude had his shirt, they wrestled him. And then you, on the other hand, you get a video of like a white person wrestling with cops and they don't even shoot him. You know what I mean? And it's like, they steal their car, they fight him. And it's like, damn, like, we're tired of seeing that. And then we get the same, like, oh, you know, these people were afraid, but they weren't afraid. So it's just, I mean, I know, I get it. Every situation is different, so it's just, it's a tough thing. It's delicate, but it's like,
yeah, and you know,
something needs help.
It's easy to view something and, you know, create your own thinking based on the video, but no one knows anything but that officer.
Right.
No one knows anything till it's done in court, till it goes and gets his, you know, his due process. Okay. Like the whole situation, where was it, in New York, where they're chasing over this guy and he shoots himself in the head and everybody was rioting because they thought that the officers had shot him when he shot himself in the head. That's
me too, though.
You know, it's why are you gonna jump so early?
That's the thing. That's me. I'm very good at first, let me see the facts before I jump down someone's throat. Because if you did this in the wrong way and I feel mad, now I know the truth. Like, now I for sure have the right to say what I gotta say and dog you out. And it's still not even like all police in general, but I see why people do it, but it's that person. So it's like, no, let me dog you out. Let me dog out your boss, because your boss should know better than, like, if you are this kind of person. That's my thing, too. I feel like more, because you were saying something earlier, like something about, like, mental training or something, too. I feel like more psychological stuff needs to be weeded out, like, with people who are just, like, super angry or like, well, I don't know.
Here's the deal with
I
that,
don't have
man.
the answers.
There's really no way, and I'm gonna give you a prime example. This is always gonna stick to me because it was crazy. But you know, I go out to a call. It was a baby that basically suffocated itself on its sleep. He was an infant. He was a baby. You have these young parents, you know, crying, and you know, this is your kid, man. Like this, you've been feeding him. You've been, you know, creating that love for him. Man, the mom from the womb, you know, creating that love for him, and seeing this, you know, them being tore apart. At that time, my wife was pregnant, and that's all I could think of, man. It's like inside me, I was like, crap, man, like this can happen. What if this happens to my baby when she's born? What if something goes on, you know? And even now, you know, she's 2 months, and my wife Farley's like, just leave her alone. But I always go and like touch her. I would put my hand onto her nose and she'll wake up or something. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'll take the crying. I just want to know my baby is still breathing. You know, so that definitely clinches onto me, you know, because they were in their bedroom. And when they went to go check their baby, I mean, it was gone, you know. And these are young parents, their first kid. And it's just, you know, done. So me fighting that emotional side of me, you know, because you try to be hard, and that's a big thing, you know. A lot of people, you know, like, oh, you need to be professional, but we all have emotions. We're not robots. Okay, we're not robots. Who knows what those officers before this were attending to? Maybe they were attending to someone's death and had to just deal with sobbing parents, sobbing grandfathers, sobbing family, you know, because a death is not good. And, you know, you have to kind of deal with the family to kind of keep them calm in a tough situation, because you still have to do your investigation.
Right.
Okay?
You still got to know what happened.
You still got to know what happened. You still got to do this. So when all that happened, the parents came back from the hospital, and we basically had a lockdown at their house. Like, they couldn't go into their house. You know, I'm pretty sure those parents just wanted to go in there and
hug their child,
hug. You know, their child's belongings. You
Yeah.
know, or where he would, you know, where he slept, his blanket and stuff like that. And they couldn't do that because we were doing our investigation. So the parents were out there, and I was just standing there, man. You know, trying to be professional. I mean, being professional, just with my head down. You know, just thinking. You know, inside my head, I'm just thinking like, my wife's pregnant. What if this were to happen to us? Like, how would I take it? What do I need to do? Kind of deal. And the dad asks me, he's like, do you enjoy what you do? Do you enjoy your line of work? And I'm like, how do I answer that?
Right.
How do I answer that when I'm right here and your baby just passed away?
Right.
You know,
that's tough, man.
I'm not going to be out there telling him, oh, heck yeah, I love going and catching, you know,
right.
da 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 da. And that always stuck by me. Like, do you enjoy your work? And it's like, dude, I'm just working, you know, the death of your baby, you know. And I was like, to be honest with you, I don't enjoy this part.
Yeah, not today.
Yeah.
Not today. I mean, I don't enjoy this. And, you know, that was a long, you know, kind of investigation to see what was going on. And this is where this, you know, what we were talking about. From that call, when I cleared out, I had to go deal with a drunk guy that's homeless and have to go hands-on on him.
And see,
that's my mentality is still thinking about, you know, my wife and the situation, still thinking about their baby, still, you know, kind of down for them because, I mean, I just saw their parents cry for a while, and now I have to go deal with this, you know, person that is drunk and is wanting to fight with me. How do, you know, it takes a while for us to snap off of that into this, and, you know, that's an everyday thing.
See,
man.
That's my thing. Like, that's why I was kind of saying, like, it's almost like if a trauma like that happens, it's almost like when you see that, especially if you haven't seen it a lot, but I mean, really, whoever gets over something like that, you know what I mean?
But and that's like, that could be it's not an everyday thing, but that, you know, you could have weeks where it's like,
yeah, and it hits you at different times, especially if you're a father, a brand new father. Congratulations, by the way. But you see that, and it's like, damn, you know what I mean? So now you're going on to the next job, and you're going to have some of that go with you to the next job. And that's my thing. That's why I've, like, I don't know, me personally, something I would want is to see, like, if a cop did that, okay, boom, now you got to go and talk to someone and, like, kind of get it off your chest and then go out there. But I know it's tough, like, how the shifts work or whatever.
Well, and that's what I was going to come to is that day we probably had maybe 2 working. 3 working, 3 of us working for all of that division, and it's a lot of area to cover.
See, that's what I'm saying.
You know, when our calls are kind of loading up, and people are out there, and, you know, we can't, you know, us, you know, I take pride in what I do, and I'm not gonna leave my teammates by themselves handling all these other stuff. You know, I'm gonna go out there and help them out. You know, and I'll bottle this up, put it over to the side, and on to the next one.
That's my thing about funding. Like, if you have more people, you lose lesser situations like that.
Defunding makes no sense.
And then it's tough because then you'll get a situation where, okay, I'm angry, and now I just accidentally handled this call the wrong way, and who knows if it goes sideways, and now your life's ruined, and you just ruined someone else's and their family, and then that makes y'all look bad. It makes the whole situation look bad, and that's my thing, and that's why I want to kind of help get past that. Now, there's no excuse, regardless if you saw that and you go to the next situation and then you handle it inappropriately. That's not an excuse, but I'm just saying absolutely. It's like
there are ways to make it better,
right? Yeah, and like I said, it's that's where it all comes down to videos and all that, and what they see, what they can't see. I mean, you know, with the whole Jacob Blake thing, there's some videos where it shows him having a knife. There's some reports that doesn't have a knife. You know, you have social media where you have, you know, me being a police officer, I have like them blue line pages and stuff like that where they're super conservative and they're like, all right, this is what he was. You know, he is a sexual assault wanted person. He's a thief. He went in there. It's a criminal trespasser. You know, he has a record on him. So why did you know? He deserved what he. You know, not deserve what he wanted, but, you know, kind of making it valid for what went on at that situation.
See, but that's
and
my
then
thing
you have
too.
when like the officers that were there, I mean, people are one side, people are on the other side. They're gonna try to make their points, but you don't know anything until the facts are there. Out. The facts are on the table, and the only way you're gonna get that is with their due process and all of that. Right. You don't know what that officer was thinking. You don't know what that officer was. You know.
You don't know what the guy was thinking, or whatever the case may be.
Like with my situation, like they'd have been like, "Why'd you shoot?"
Right.
You know,
what
like
I mean?
What? Why? I mean, I was like, you don't know what I was thinking. I know this guy was shooting at officers. We have it on recorded audio that is obviously not gonna come out in this situation, and I know what was going on. I know this guy was a threat to myself. He was a threat to our partner. And if I didn't take action, we would have both been gone. You see what I'm saying? So people don't know that. Like, you know, you have one side saying, oh, he had a gun in the car. He had kids. You know, he was walking away. They tried to tase him. And which I believe that those are facts, that they did tase him. The taser didn't work.
See, I personally didn't watch that video, so I don't want to necessarily comment on too much. I've had people tell me about it, spoke to me about it. I never watched it. Like, to be honest, it's happening so much that I want to like not watch it because like I know being a black man, like I'm just going to continue to get angry, and I want to be able to speak clearly on certain things. So, you know, I try my best not to watch that video, but I kept hearing stuff about it. So obviously I would kind of speak on it, but I don't know enough to just say, you know what I mean? Like, nah, what the hell you talking about? You don't know the hell you talking about. This is another black man who died for no reason kind of thing. And I don't want to say that. But my thing is, like, even though you have these facts on this person, like he's wanted for doing this or whatever the case may be, I feel like going into that situation, you still shouldn't go in saying like, okay, he's a criminal. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I agree with that. And that's where I'm kind of like with you, man. I try to stay away with all the videos and all that, and trying to be like, trying to place blame or try not to place blame, because we're all going to have sides. You know, we're all going to have opinions on what happened and what didn't happen. And I try to stay away from all that. You know, I'm not good at politics. I don't like to stay in politics. I don't like, you know, any of what's going on, to be honest with you. I'll get my answer and my views when the due process is there and when they go to court and all this stuff about that goes. As far as that goes, I'm not going to critique it. I'm not gonna, you know, base my decision.
If I watch a video, I'll critique it and I'll speak my mind. But if I haven't seen it, I'm just lying and I'm just coming out saying just BS, and I'm not gonna do that. So
yeah, I mean, you can see a video, but a video doesn't tell you everything. It gives you one side.
Exactly,
one
that's true too.
Okay, it gives you one view, and you know what's going on. Yeah,
you may not have seen what happened before or after.
Yep. I don't think. I mean, I might be wrong, but I haven't seen a taser video. And like I said, I was talking about that because they said like those were like, you know, they did taser him. They did. I didn't see a video about that either. So I don't know if they did or not. I don't know if they got in a scuffle with him or not. They were saying that there was a gun inside the vehicle. His kids were in the back. I don't know any of that because you can't see the kids in the back based on the video. Whenever, you know, the video that's only out there, you can't. There's some still shots that he might have had a knife in his hand, and I mean, we don't know that. You know, we don't know anything that's happening. We don't know what the officers were thinking. Only they know that.
See, the only thing that I saw was someone sent me. That's why I kind of said earlier, I know that they were holding the back of his shirt. Someone sent me just like a small clip of one part of a video and then a part of another video. And it's like the dudes, from what I heard, like wrestled him or whatever. And he got up and then he walked to his car. But the dude had his shirt from the little snippet of video he showed me and then kind of started shooting at him. So my thing is, I don't know if he saw him reaching for something or what. So I don't want to comment on that part. But just to me, from what I heard already being told and then watching that, it just seemed excessive if he wasn't reaching for something to shoot him 7 times in the back. And that's the part that makes me angry. It's like, damn, like why does that have to happen to someone, period, African American or not, but just period, like, and being black, it just feels, and like with the media and seeing it, it's just like, damn, like why does that keep happening?
Yeah, but you said it yourself. You don't know what he was
right. Say there's ifs.
But not every.
Saying? So if those officers did see him reaching for a weapon, if those officers knew that he had a weapon, I mean, you're
right. There's some stuff that's justified and there's some that's not. Yeah. And so it's just like with the George Floyd, the knee on the back. I know he was wrestling, but at the same time, you got your knee on this man's back for 8 minutes. Bro.
And see, and again, I think there's been. I don't even want to, you know, I don't want to even think, you know, based on that video, me personally, I feel like there was enough officers to get him off and put him inside of the car.
Right.
Personally. But again, I don't know that police officer. I don't know his mentality on it. You know, I believe the other officer that was fired, he was a younger officer. You know, they're still pretty alive and well where, you know, your older officers are the ones out there, but you need to speak up. You know, we have our duty to, You know, if you see something is wrong, you need to stop.
Stop it
Yeah,
regardless.
stop
That's the
that
thing.
regardless.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I get like you're
should
like a
stop
band of brothers and all that good stuff. But at the same time,
No,
if you
yeah.
see something wrong, like
No,
motherfuckers, like
absolutely.
no, you doing
Absolutely.
this and you're not gonna do this shit here.
Yep.
Regardless of
We'll get
how
in trouble.
green I am or whatever, if I see something wrong, I should be able to speak up.
Right.
Now to that point, I know that younger one, I think was like brand new, like it was like his second day or something like that. And on that one, I can be like, okay, cool. He's never experienced it. He doesn't know what's going on. So that guy, I don't want to say almost gets a pass because he probably could have said something, but at the same time, it's so green, you don't know what's going on, so it's hard to comment on him.
Right.
But the others for sure, and the lead guy who had his knee, like, bro, you can move your damn knee. Like the dude's not getting up, he's cuffed.
Yeah, and that's my big thing, man. Whenever it's,
and I saw that video, so that's
That's when you're cuffed, and I mean, you know, when somebody says can't breathe, you know, you kind of have to step back and get a medical help or whatever, and do what you need to do again.
Because you don't know, he could have been on drugs or whatever, and then so now it's like,
I mean, drugs or not, you know, that you know, and again, that's me speaking on how I would handle the situation, knowing what was going on at that time.
Right.
But I can't speak for him. I don't know if, you know, if it was right or not when, well, it looks wrong, obviously.
Right.
Okay. And that situation, I feel like it should have been handled differently for sure.
Yes.
Okay. But again, you don't know what that officer was doing prior to that or where he had gone to. And I'm not saying it's an excuse.
Right.
But we don't know where his head is at, and we don't know his.
But that's my thing, though. That's what I'm like, back with the baby thing that you were saying. It's like, I know you went through that, but if they're gonna let you back onto that next case, man, you can't carry it over there, because that's when these issues happen. And if, regardless of whatever he went through to this next one, you got to treat it like a whole new thing. Like, that's why I was saying I don't want. When you're saying like this guy was like this convicted person or whatever, I get it. You know, you have to kind of keep that in your mind to keep you and your partner safe. Like, okay, he has done these things. Well, so let's make sure. But at the same time, I don't want to go in there and thinking, okay, you're a criminal, so let me go ahead. I already know you're a bad guy. When I get there, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Well, but I mean, and also a lot of situations, you don't know how long these officers have been working there in that
right.
area.
That too.
I know my guys that are wanted. I know my like, you know, the problem guys that in my area, you know, like if I see a call and I see the name, I'm like, here we go.
I know
again.
who this is.
I know who this is. Or you don't know if those officers had gone to that domestic dispute that they had gone before, because I believe, again, and this is based on some documentation that's been given as far as the call went. We're going, I guess, back to the Jacob Blake thing, where the girlfriend called in basically stating that he had broken into her house, sexually assaulted her, stole her keys and her wallet and her car, and took off. You don't know if those same officers that were involved in this situation had taken that report for her. So when you go up there and you're like, and you can see in the call details stating, you know, he is back. You know, because she was the same person that called, like, he's back. So me as an officer, if I were taking that report for her, knowing exactly what he did a couple of days ago or a month ago, wherever the time frame was, and I go back out there and he's out there and I see him, he might have a warrant out for his arrest. That was a felony that he has for the sexual assault. I'm going to stop him. I'm going to get him and see if he has a warrant out for that, or where that case is pending, or where it's leading, you know? Yeah. So as officers, we don't go into every situation blind, you know? We know what's going on.
You don't want to do that.
You know some people. You know your troublemakers, and you know some people, especially if you've, you know, it's in the same
been
area.
on the beat for a long time.
Yeah, been on the beat and same time. So you know those people, and if you're the same person that took that report, you know this guy a little bit.
But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see the video, but at the same time, you know that stuff. Like, there's tons of you guys. Tackle him, wrestle him, get the cuffs on him. I just don't know. But like I said, if he was reaching for a knife and he was really trying to hurt someone else, then you got to do your job. But like I said, I didn't see the video, so I'm not going to speak to that particular situation.
Yeah, for sure.
But I know there's a lot of other out there that I'm just tired of seeing. People are tired of seeing. And, you know, that's just kind of where it's at.
And you know, as a police officer, it doesn't make it easier for us either.
Right.
Because all these videos are having us second guess ourselves.
Right.
And it's putting our safety at risk.
In moments like that, you don't want to second guess yourself.
Like you said, you know, go tackle them, go get them, you know. It's, you know, and I know, like I said, it's easy to say.
Right.
Because you know, have been in that situation. But when you see cell phone cameras all around you, and, you know, whenever whenever I took my first ride along, when I was in the process of applying or whatever, an officer told me, even if you're doing the right thing, you're going to be doing the wrong thing in the eyes of others.
Yep.
You know, so now you have this situation where you're, you know, tased him, you know, grappled with him, and I can't speak for those officers, but when you see cell phone cameras all in your face, I can speak, you know,
for yourself,
for myself, you know, you kind of start to double think stuff, okay, because you don't know what's going to look bad, something that you did, even though I know for a fact I'm doing it right and I know what I'm doing. And that cell phone video and what everybody else is going to see might not look that way.
I hear you.
You know,
because it can be spent. A video can be spent.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Quick and easy.
And
like,
like,
I said, you can have
Zach was saying, yeah,
you know, just a little snippet. You didn't see what happened before or after.
Exactly. So you'll just have the bad part of it, but you don't know the scuffle before. You don't know the scuffle afterwards. You don't know, you know, how he pulled up. You don't know anything until.
And that's where I think that's the downside of social media, is because with things already heightened like they are, you could put a video out and everything is immediately reactionary. And then days later, you start hearing facts.
Other videos and other stuff.
Correct. And it's like, well, now we've already reacted to what happened instead of going, let's wait and see how everything played out.
At the same time to that, though, sorry to cut you off. At the same time to that, though, like if you see a video, yeah, you're going to react to it. And I mean, you can have an anger towards it, but you can still be like, look, we'll wait for the facts. But if this is how this is, you know what I mean? You know,
you address it once facts come out.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But nowadays, and some social media is a big part to blame this because everyone wants to chime in immediately and jump on this train of, you know, whatever people are saying. It's like
people have a voice. That I mean, I think they have the right, but at the same time,
that's fine. Wait for facts come in.
Yeah, for sure. Always wait for facts to come in.
And that's the issue with social media is people do not wait anymore. It's immediate. I saw this one thing. And then you react to it, and then later on, it was different than what we thought it was. And now that's
when you just got to be a big person. But okay, I did say this, but now the facts are out. Then I really look at it this way.
Yeah, my point.
Not with everybody. I hear you.
People,
everyone's different.
Stubborn people that are like, no, I'm still right, no matter what. You know,
I hear you.
That's what's hard.
And my point to that being, and I'm starting to kind of adopt this mentality myself, is to not react immediately.
It's hard, man. It's hard. That's why some of it I stay away. That's why I was like, I stay away sometimes because I just.
But it's.
I want to be sad. I don't want to be angry.
Well, and that's the thing. That's how you can kind of curb that stuff.
Yeah.
Is you wait. Okay, it looks bad. We don't know everything yet. We don't know this side. We're seeing a video. We don't know, what happened before, what happened after. So that's where I go. We need to pause for a minute. And this goes with practically anything. I'm not specifically talking shootings, because you see this a lot where people react immediately to something and later it turns out it was different. So instead of going back and say, well, I was wrong, why don't we wait? And then you use your voice once all the facts have come out. That's kind of my issue with social media. And everything is reactionary.
Yeah, and it's not going to stop.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's not going to go anywhere.
It's not going to stop.
It's only going to get. I don't want to say worse. It's only going to get stronger. Let's put it that way. It's only going to get stronger. It's only going to be, coming up more. Now you're really going to see a whole bunch of more cell phone videos. You're going to be seeing a whole bunch of more.
I mean, because everything's heightened, people are going to react even quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to help some, but at the same time, the views of everyone is going to hurt. But I mean, I feel like that's going to, not necessarily, I know second guessing yourselves in a video hurts, but at the same time, it may be one of those cops that are actually really not a good person, like who you are, and they're like, well, shit, I know this guy, now these guys got my eyes on me, so I can't react a certain way. So that may help a little bit in that situation, but I don't know, man. I'm not out there.
It's a tough situation to be in, man, because right now, as a police officer, you feel like if something were to happen to you in that situation, like with one of those officers, you feel like your fate is sealed. You're done for, because judges are going to see that. Obviously, the jury is going to see all of that. And, if you don't do something about it, there'll be an even more uproar. So, you're, in our situation.
You're kind of put in a tough spot.
I
wouldn't want to be a cop right now. I would not want to be a cop.
Yeah,
I remember because I've known you for a while that you were first time talking about it. And I was like, that wouldn't be too bad of a job. Obviously, I don't know if I would want to do it. But at that time, I was like, it wouldn't be too bad of a job. Now, Fuck no, I would not want to be a cop, man. I do not envy you in the slightest.
It's a tough situation to be in, man, because you've put in so much time and so much effort into everything. You've done so much training. I truly enjoy what I do. I truly enjoy helping people. I truly enjoy what I do, and I'm comfortable where I'm at. It's just certain situations where it can go all bad.
Yeah.
And you can have a nice, I wouldn't say easy day because there's never an easy day, but you can have a day where you just go to work, go to home.
So you don't ever like second guess wanting to be a police officer, or like, oh damn, man, should I do this anymore? At
this time, man, the thoughts are always there. I wouldn't be lying. It's like I said, it's a tough situation to be in. Just have a newborn, my wife, house, and we just moved in a couple months ago. We have all of that, and to find something to substitute my salary starting off, that's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, I truly enjoy what I do. I love my job. I love what I do. So that makes it a little bit harder, to kind of step away. They say that, and a lot of older officers and stuff is like, this is a roller coaster. You'll be up, you'll be down. We're at their lowest right now, but it'll come back up eventually, hopefully. So, you just kind of have to sit and wait for that and hope for the best, hope for it to get a little bit better and, and hopefully, things kind of calm down a little bit. But it definitely is hard. It definitely, like I'm working on my bachelor's now to kind of have something to fall back on if something.
I mean, I don't think you should have any fear, brother. I know you're a good guy. I've known you for a long time. You shouldn't have any fear. I mean, I know people can turn things, but you got God on your side. As long as you continue to do what's right and you know what you're doing is right, you're not just like out there like, nah, man, this dude's white, I'm gonna shoot him. Nah, man, this dude's black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go through all your steps that you're supposed to go through. I know you. I don't think you have anything to
appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, man, I have a lot of patience, and I definitely,
that's key too.
I feel like I handle my situations very well. I mean, I've had people thank me for putting them in handcuffs. I've had people thank me.
Well, people know when they fuck
treating
up.
them with respect, and that's a big thing, man. And this career is you treat everybody with respect.
Exactly.
And once it's they don't treat you that way, you kind of gotta be professional and just get it done and do what you need to do and on to the next one, man.
One thing that stuck with me when I was younger, I knew a lot of people who were into criminal stuff, and they would always be like, look, it's my job to be a criminal. It's their job to be this. If they catch me fair and square, all I can do is say, hey, you got me. Mm-hmm. It's like I can't be mad at you. I can't. So that's always like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a respect that goes both ways. Like if you catch me,
that's the way it should be in a lot of things.
Then you got me. Like what can I do?
I know what I'm doing.
But if you don't catch me, then I'm looking at you and I'm like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like,
for sure.
And I'm not talking like murders or anything. I'm just talking about like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, man, it all depends on the officer. It all depends on everything, I hear a lot of, extending our training and, they should train to be a doctor, but I don't believe all doctors are good.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I will say this, though, like extending your training, like I said, I don't know if like you need more and more like gruesome training, but just, that like weed out like people who you can tell are not going to be a good fit. Like the military does it. They're not going to let someone in.
And my academy class was paramilitary, so we were taught that way.
Good.
You had training officers screaming in your ear, telling you you're no good, trying to push every single button that you had, man. And yeah, that definitely broke people, and that definitely said, you know what, this isn't for me.
Exactly.
And I totally agree with that, man. I do believe that you got to be put in that situation in and early, so if you can handle the heat, you'll be all right. And if not, because it is out there, you'll have people mother effing you and
talking shit to you over here, and then this person's trying to get something, you're trying to get the information. You got people in the background, so it's like
absolutely people think they're smarter than you, and they try to make you double get yourself. Kind of be like, can I do this to him? And, they try to talk you out of what you know for a fact is right, but
they sound so good, right? They're like, damn,
so like,
you right, bro.
Can I do this? Can I? But that comes with experience also, man. I mean,
Right.
that comes with experience. That comes with confidence. I mean, a good officer is confident in what they're doing, and like I said, the academy does teach you with, I mean, like a arrest, search, and seizure, where you can arrest somebody, where you can detain somebody, and knowing that, and having a good judgment, I believe it's good. You have a good base as far as what you need to do. You go out there, calls, you handle the situation, you kind of, bring the piece a little bit down, kind of hold it down, and then you can figure out what you got going on, man.
With a lot of like the Black Lives Matter like protests and stuff, I know a few people, but do they ever come to like, y'all's police areas and say, hey, we're going to march through here, just, kind of work together kind of thing with certain stuff? Or is it just like they have their protests and you guys are out there?
Yeah, for the most part, it's been they have their protests and we're out there trying to stop not trying to stop them from protesting, but in certain situations like this, rioting and looting is the big thing that we're trying to stop, because it can get out of hand. If you've seen it in other cities that there's officers inside, and I don't know where this one was at. I believe somewhere up in I don't remember if it was Maine or whatever, but up in the northeast area, these people put cement blocks in front of doors and try to set the sector on fire.
Oh,
Portland.
Wow. Oh yeah, that was Portland, right?
Looking at Portland,
Yeah, it's like, all right, that's it's in murder. That's you're trying
What's
to,
weird
trying
to
to
me
kill
is
people.
like when
that's a little out of
when
hand,
all
in
that
my
kind
opinion.
of first started, you started seeing some places like they had bricks laid out on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Those are people that just want to create chaos and anarchy. But you see like a lot of like good young Black people were like, nah, man, like we're just trying to protest and get our voices heard.
And I'm all for that, man.
Right.
I really am. I'm
Hell
all
yeah.
for all that. I'm all for, peaceful protest, because it's their right to do so.
Hell
we
yes.
have
it's a right to everyone.
we have a great military that gives us that right, and right on for them. I was never in the military, but I have so much respect for those guys, because they're fighting for our freedom. They've fought for our freedom,
Right.
and they have that right. And I mean, you have military guys out there saying like, hey, I believe in this, but we fought for that freedom for them to protest, so they can definitely do that, and I'm cool with that, man. I'm more power to you.
Is it like that within your whole station and stuff? Like everyone's kind of in that morale, like hey, like that's their right to do it.
For the most part, I do believe so. It just, in my opinion, has gone a little bit out of hand, and I feel like they've worked so hard. Like you said, those peaceful protesters have worked so hard to bring up something, because they did a great job starting something. You have NBA players wearing Black Lives Matter on their jerseys. I mean, you've created a movement that is nationwide and is definitely helping the cause. But now
it's
you have
global.
Yeah, definitely. But now you have these Antifa protesters or whatever, kind of like coming from the side of whatever that, and thinking they can go and take over cities and burn stuff down. You have rioters out there that are destroying businesses, no matter who the business owner is. Like I know, like in Dallas, they had Black business owners, their business being torn down. That's where I put an end to that.
See,
like,
to me, that's just like anarchy. They're just trying to. But I get, there are gonna be riots, because when it happened with Rodney King and all that stuff, you had riots and you had people were just angry. So I get the riots, but at the same time, it's like we don't need to be just destroying everything, because that doesn't help. Right. But I get on the other side, like I said, when you're angry and you keep seeing it, so it's a tough situation. It's like
it is. It has taken. I think it's been a good step. I think it's definitely helped. Although with the whole rioter stuff, it kind of takes a step back, but I still do think that the ball is still rolling in the good direction, more than it is in the bad, obviously. And I think we'll get something done, man. I mean, like I said,
I'm praying, I'm hoping, for sure.
With social media and everything, it definitely doesn't help with situations, and I can understand the anger for sure. Like I said, I like seeing the two sides of everything. I'm not gonna take one side. I know like it's easy for you to just take one side and stick to that, but I'm not that type of person. I mean, I know y'all know what type of person I am.
I've known you for a long time, brother.
For sure. I'm Hispanic. I'm gonna see both sides of everything. I'm not gonna be straight leftist or straight rightist or whatever
Yeah.
they coin it now with
Or
political
whatever.
side. I don't see political
That
side things on
tribalism stuff.
anything. Yeah, I don't see political side
Politics with
in anything, man. I see what's the facts. I guess like a realist, I guess, kind of, and what's out there is out there, and like I said, man, I don't mind them at all. I think they started a movement that is definitely getting traction, and hopefully we can get something going on good, man.
For sure, praying for it.
It's a tough situation out there for sure. So.
Well, I don't want to take up too much of your night, but we appreciate you coming on, man,
Yeah, no
talking
problem.
to us.
Thank you for
explaining
having
all
me.
this to us.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, man. We loved you.
Oh, for sure. Thank you.
Glad you came, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hopefully mid-season we can talk about some more Cowboys.
Yes,
Hopefully they're
man.
undefeated. And talk that Tyson fight, man. I'm excited
for it too.
Excited for all the sports coming, and hopefully next year we'll be done with all this COVID stuff, and
Man,
we'll get something going, man.
Get something
I really
back
want to
to
get
normal.
back into the fantasy football stuff and baseball stuff and all that
Baseball.
stuff. But yeah, for sure. But I really did appreciate y'all, man. Y'all
Hey, we
got something
appreciate
good
you.
going here, man. And
Appreciate
I definitely
it,
want to come
appreciate
out
it.
here and I guess give a little perspective as far as a cop life.
Yeah, man, we
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah,
I wanted to hear
appreciate
it. I
that.
wanted to see.
That was awesome.
So we
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
you sharing with us.
Sure. Yeah. Cool.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Thank you.
Ghost.
See you later.